kind of give context to what we do simply is we personalize video advertising. And what that means is we're able to help brands and agencies provide video advertising that is not necessarily the TV model of having an ad reach a lot of people in a certain GRP, but take all the data the brands have and the agency have and create a different type of advertising that it's a lot more one-on-one and relevant using data. So personalization is a way to create that, but just connect it more to sales and revenue rather than connecting it to like it's the same as a TV buy. So,
and you're selling. I mean, you're selling on a different basis as well as a result, right?
Meaning like business model or size?
Yeah, business model, yeah.
Yeah, so I think we've talked a lot today about how do we combine creative personalization and optimization and media buying and audience and data, and there's so many pieces to it that it has been very hard to provide every group in the equation their own tool to create really one-on-one messaging. So direct mail was mentioned today as a great tool to create revenue. You know about someone, what he does, you create a mail and you send it to them. If you can do the same in video, it just hasn't been done before. And so just to be able to
But according to Jay Moore, it's better if they're dead, I think. That was the point, right? So
well, I think it works and it generates 50 billion. So obviously someone's happy on the marketer side. So so just to be able to do all that, we took a lot in-house and we did it kind of end-to-end. But what we do now is try to get more tools to the agencies, the creative agencies, and the trading desk to be able to personalize on their own for their brands.
So tell me about, and I kindly ask for like specifics. I want to know how, like who's actually, when you're writing up the business rules at the time of the ad call, these are the audit segments I'm considering, this is what I want to buy, bid on in real time, I'm willing to pay this premium for it.
Yeah.
Then is it the media buyer at the trading desk that says, here's the associated creative and what should be trafficked at the same time? Like, who's making those decisions?
No, it's a very good question. I think it's very complicated and to personalize. And if you look at the display market, a lot of the display personalization companies actually took it away in-house, direct to brand, because it's just hard. But we're creating a platform that we could populate the tons of creative if needed, or the trading desk can do it. So we can help with some of the algorithms, but more on the technology side, so not like let them buy the right media. We don't have to be associated with specific media.
Okay, so just let's be specific, right? So, I'm selling a product and I've got, 3 different segments and they're all sort of similar. They're segmented by age, not by gender. It's all female and, it's maybe had a baby, pregnant, or new mom. Right?
Okay.
Those 3.
It's not usually like what we do. I get it, just to make it a bit easier. So let's take an auto
I'm
brand.
in my fertile years. You'll have to just forgive me. It was easy to relate to.
Do you want
a sports analogy? Is that more of a comfort zone? But I mean, my point is, it's something somewhat similar, right? So
yeah. Well, I think if you target 3 groups, you don't need Eyeview at all. Like the trading desks can do it great. They have an ad for, they have the data. They can do that. Where we come in, it's just not a good example because where we come in is we take, like, for example, a retailer. They have 100,000 of products in different locations, different prices, different time of year. They got so many variables. So we help them create 100,000 or 1 million ads for different products, for different prices, for different locations. So. And then on every piece of data, it's very easy to say, okay, these are the 1 million of ads. We're going to do it by location. Here's the Excel of the list. You put it in the system, and then our platform can kind of target according to locations and times. So 3 is not really,
Well, I mean, I'm going back to like the Land Rover example, right?
Okay.
I mean, that the subtlety for an automotive manufacturer is like the color of the vehicle optimized, for the psychographic profile of the audience or something. So let's take something that isn't a function of quantitative differentiated information in a specific ad unit, but something that's more qualitative, right? So, it's just the visualization of the ads, so it's better delivered in video. So just forget the actual specificity of it, right?
Okay.
Where is the brain trust and where operationally is the resource that would determine which creative variant actually is the appropriate one to be married to a specific segment?
So the media buyer, rather it be on a trading desk or rather it be in Eyeview or a publisher or platforms open to whoever, will fit in the logic. So here's 1,000 ads. I want to provide them by these different demos. So whoever does it, either us or them, can put it in. But
I'm more saying,
I'm just not
like
getting
I'm sorry, I apologize. So
Yeah.
I'm communicating poorly, but like I'm thinking back to my days at the agency, right? And giving my creative team a brief. I give my creative team a brief. And so you don't have that process because there's technology behind the actual creation of the creative variants. But the process of determining, the approval of a variant that you've created with your technology and assigning that to an audience, and then actually, the trafficking of it is sort of easy. But that's where the ego and the emotion gets involved, right? It's the creative side of it. How do you?
So, I mean, I get what you're saying, but it's just not exactly like that. It doesn't work like that because when you create 1,000 ads, let's say different colors, different location, there's not a lot of emotion. For a person who's been to the site and looked at a red car, he's going to see the red creative.
Okay.
For the person who lives in this location and has this kind of income and has on a mobile device looked at a SUV, he's going to get that. So the media buyer at the trading desk or whoever can very easily, and with technology, can very easily make the connection.
Okay.
And then the algorithms behind it will be ours where we can automatically see what works best for who and then optimize it, on the back end.
So I think what I'm inferring from what you're hearing, and perhaps this is why I was asking, the wrong question, is it sounds like in order for it to work at scale, creative and the creative agency or the creative function isn't really part of the process per se.
Well, they're definitely a part of the process. So if they would be able to use our technology to create ads, they'll be in the process tomorrow. But the fact is, the world doesn't work like that. It's not so clear that the creative, are involved in making a lot of ads because they know the data. I mean, to create a lot of creatives, you need to understand data. So a good creative agency will first say, okay, here's my brand. Here's all the type of people that can buy. Let's make a different creative for each. They think like that maybe a bit in display, but in video it doesn't exist yet. So we kind of cover up for it at the moment to be able to make it. But we're scheduling meetings with heads of creative agency to educate them on how to use it tomorrow. So the ideal world where they all do that, we're ready to do it. But in fact, the ability of the industry today to do personalized video end-to-end in so many different aspects is just not there yet.
And do you think the creative guys are ever going to get there?
Yeah, definitely. They do it in display. Google has great, dynamic advertising tools, and Point and a lot of others provide it. Video is just too new. Video now, the trend is really much about how do I extend TV to be able to, buy better TV, including digital.
Yep.
The idea of taking a part of that and actually try to generate revenue from one-on-one advertising, it's just new. And, to the question you asked Tal from Innovate before about how big is this industry going to be, so now it's very small. And if we get within 3 years to 30%, that's huge.
And just to repeat the question, I asked Tal what percentage of data-driven video buying, the ads that are inserted, will be optimized creatively in some way.
Right. Yeah. That's going to take time. This industry goes slow.
But 30% by the end of 2016.
30% is great, and it will happen if we're able to give the agencies tool for themselves to put it in their programmatic buy to fit within their current systems, that they can do it easily. So, that's how it's going to grow.
Okay. Thank you.